What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another video. As you guys already heard, LeBron James out with a high ankle sprain. Very unfortunate. He's out indefinitely. So we're not going to see King James grace the court for quite some time. Might even be until playoffs if we're blessed enough to make it now. It's going to be an uphill battle, but I'm still not panicking. I feel like we have plenty of depth just to keep us at bay. However, there is some major keys things to address here moving forward. Here's the thing: LeBron James out indefinitely. Anthony Davis still doesn't have a timetable for a return. It could be in a month. It could be, but this is a major blow for the organization because this really puts them up against the wall. And I'm gonna get to it on what we have to do. Um, it is an opportunity for everybody to step up. I agree with that. However, you can't just rely on that. You can't just if you're the Lakers general manager, you can't just sit on your hands and hope something magical happens. Somebody goes on a career run or something. No, can't do that. We have to adjust. And at this point, right before the trade deadline coming up on Thursday, one of two things is going to happen. Now, Rob Palinka has every reason to just mail this season in and say, well, injury bug bit us. There's no pressure on him really right now if he just wants to be an average general manager. But if he wants to be an above average general manager that we know him to be, he's going to have to make a blockbuster trade now just to keep us there, to keep us as a top 5 seed in the West. Because as you see the standings, it's very tight. We just lost tonight. The Clippers won. A couple of teams won out in the West. And, it's going to be hard not to get in a losing streak after both of our superstars are missing, especially because the schedule has been tougher. I do believe Rob Palinka is going to make a splash. I don't know what's the magnitude of this splash. It could be just a minor tweak, or it could be something major, but it's going to be very telling of what type of general manager he is. Is he a comfortable one, or is he an aggressive general manager? Is he going to look for a superstar player like a Zach LaVine or a Bradley Beal now, or is he going to go for like even a Victor Oladipo or even an Aaron Gordon would be solid, right? There's many options here that can kind of help us stay at bay via trade. But another option is going to be, the buyout market. Let's see who becomes available and hope for the best. Again, it could be, we're going to find out a lot about Rob over the next week or so. We're going to find out if he is comfortable just saying, hey, well, the pressure's off of me now. LeBron got injured. Anthony Davis is out. We're just going to roll with the punches and hope that our team keeps us at bay. Or he can be the type that says, hey, well, we have to make at least a minor tweak, go out and get the big man we needed, plus another scorer for KCP or something like that. Or he could be a high roller, guys. And this is what I'm hoping he is. I'm hoping he's a high roller, high stakes, all in, and say, this is a championship or bust season. Let's go out there and trade for a star player. I'm really hoping for Zach LaVine. I think he's the most attainable. The Bulls have been struggling after the All-Star break, thus making him a realistic option for the Lakers if we give up some pieces. Now, what's it going to take to get somebody like Zach LaVine, right? It's going to take something, man. Players like Zach don't grow on trees, so it's going to take something. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate the donation, bro, on Cash App. Thank you so much. He said for the Lakers will be okay. Thank you, bro. So Zach LaVine, to me, I'm offering KCP, Alex Caruso, and a future first-round pick. Yes, I'm willing to give that up. I'm willing to give that up for Zach LaVine, man. We're going to need that. If we could pair Zach LaVine in the backcourt with Dennis Schroeder, and then if I'm the coaching staff, I'm starting Kyle Kuzma at the 3 and just letting him go as well. And then obviously at power forward, we still going to have Markieff, and then at center, we still need to address that. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. What are you guys willing to give up for a player like Zach LaVine? He's a KCP, THC, and a pick for Zach. That's tough. That's a tough one. I'm willing to do it, though. I'm willing to do it because that'll keep us at bay. Obviously, no one player is going to replace the production that LeBron James brings to the roster, unless we're able to kind of get like a Jeremy Grant, somebody, a jack of all trades type, but even that wouldn't fit in the role. So at best, we do have to get somebody who can help us with the scoring, with the scoring load. You said THC is off the table. I would like to think so, but THT is not ready right now. You can't really count on THT right now. And for those reasons, I do believe a team can pry him away from us for the right piece. I do believe so. I would like to keep him, but I would like to have Oladipo. I think Oladipo is the cheapest option. If we can go KCP in a second round pick for Victor Oladipo, I'm doing that 10 times out of 10 times. And it would help us, but we still have to get a big man. We still need to get a big man. It's just this really put us up against the wall because, like I said, Rob could very easily turn the cheek and just say, you know what? I like our team. We're going to go to battle with these guys and just hope for the best. He can say that. But to me, that's the lazy approach. I think he needs to look for a way to replenish some of what we lost with LeBron James and AD. And at this rate, like I said, there's not a lot of players out there available. One option that I think could be available on the cheap, but he would lock us up like luxury cap wise for the next couple of years. It would really hurt us, so I don't want to do it. But I know you guys are going to kill me for saying this because I've I've disliked this player for years. But he's somebody who can help us put up some triple doubles, and he's somebody who can help us with the energy and the passion. He plays hard every night, and that's Russell Westbrook. Now I'm willing to put my pride to the side if the price is right. Let's just say they want KCP in a second round pick. I'm doing that. Why? Because Russell Westbrook, he plays with a lot of heart and a lot of passion. All right. Now I don't like him because he's always angry and barking at the world, and he seems to be a weird chemistry fit. But we're gonna like if we get Westbrook, we get some major production there. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I could think of that could kind of replenish some of what we lost with LeBron. But outside of that, man, I don't know. I don't really think there's any player out there even on the trade market. Even Zach is not going to be able to replenish. We're still going to struggle even with Zach Levine. Now, Zach can definitely help you with the scoring punch, but other than that, what else can he do for you, right? So I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm kind of lost here. I was out there, when I went my girl and my friends out to go karting, and I wasn't even thinking about it, even though we ended up not getting on because it was a 4 hour wait. Yes, COVID is that bad. It's a wait for everything. So we ended up just going to the mall. But the whole time I was thinking about this pickle that the Lakers are in now. This is unexpected, man. This season has been injury plagued, officially, right? And I definitely don't want Isaiah Thomas. He's a big time defensive liability. As much as I like him offensively, defensively, everybody just likes to sit on him and then post him up and just kill him in the paint. So no, I don't think DeMar DeRozan's enough either. DeMar DeRozan's solid, but he's not. Like I said, there's not a lot of players who can replace that triple double production that LeBron was on. Westbrook is one of the few I could think of, and I'm really not a fan of Westbrook. I do like Aaron Gordon. I saw what he did with the Orlando Magic the other day. I do like Aaron Gordon, but I heard that the trade price is steep on him. So I don't know. I don't know. He said, what? Time to turn to who? No, Arthur. I'm not even posting that, man. There's no such thing as Clipper Nation, man. They don't exist in LA. Clipper Nation is a myth. All right. I'm not even gonna put that up here. I'm not putting that right there. Sorry. True, we don't have the assets. We do have some assets. We have some assets, but not the proper ones, man. Not the ones that we need. Um, like the assets we have, we want to hold on to. That's the problem. He said, "No way we get Levine just with KCP and a pick. I think we will need to give up Kuz and THT, which is pretty hefty price. I don't think we have to give up both of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we have to give up both of them. Maybe one of them, but not both of them. For Zach Levine, I'm telling you what, man. I love THT, but I'm willing to do it for Zach Levine. I'm willing to give up KCP, THT, and a second round pick for Zach Levine. That's max, though. That is a max price to pay for an All Star. It's just again, I didn't want to be in the I didn't want to be put in this position. But remember, he's out indefinitely, which means he doesn't have a timetable to return. We're going to be suffering without him. Our whole offense is predicated around him. That's why I kind of wanted us to be more unpredictable throughout the season and rely on others. But unfortunately, he's the engine. This was the worst case scenario to lose him for an extended period of time. We go as LeBron goes. So now you kind of have to refine a new identity. The depth chart is going to have to be moved around, and the pecking order of offense. Who are we going to run it through? Now, are we going to run it through Dennis Schroeder? Are we gonna run it through? Like, who are we running it through? We can't run it through KCP. He's been pretty bad. We can't run it through. Like I said, I don't know. Lakers are. I feel like we need a more aggressive offensive player to come in here and just take charge. And there's very few I can think of. Bradley Beal, one. Zach LaVine, another one. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, Russell Westbrook is another one. But I don't know. I don't know about Westbrook, man. He said, "Don't stress. He'll be back tomorrow." You haven't heard, King. He's not. He's out indefinitely. He might be out for the regular season, right? So I don't know if I told you guys in the recap this would be the worst case scenario if LeBron was out for an extended period of time because, like I said, we run everything through him. We lost our MVP. It was bad enough we lost Anthony Davis, our second best player on the team, but now we lost our MVP. So as much depth as we have, it's going to be extremely hard to stay at bay with the current roster, especially the way we're struggling in the paint. Every night in and night out, these paint players are coming in here, killing us and destroying us. So that's the number one thing we have to address by the trade deadline. Number two thing we have to address, and now has become a major factor, is the scoring and the production on both ends of the floor that LeBron was giving up. We have to make up some of that. He said, I understand we need someone to fill in the shoes. Yes, absolutely. He said, man, I wanted LeBron to win MVP so much. Me too, man. That's just I know he's hurt. You guys heard what he said. He's hurt not to be able to be out there with his compatriots out here battling, man. So Patchy Cole, he said, it's not he said, well, he said, it's going to have to be Kuzma. I don't think it's panic mode time for Kuzma to show up, that he can step it up. I would love for Kuzma to get the green light, but throughout his career, coaches have never given him the green light. He might not even start. You know, he probably just started today just for the half, but they might bring in somebody else to start. I would love for Kuzma to just be let off the leash and just say, shoot it as many times as possible. Go out there and give us as much offensive production as possible, Kuz. That would be awesome. I think he'd average over 20 points per game. But even that's not going to be enough because remember, um, compared to what he's already averaging on the season, that's just an 8-point bump or whatever. We still need more than an 8-point bump. We're giving up 25 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists a night when you lose LeBron. So something's got to give. Either somebody else got to step up besides Kuz, or Dennis, if he wants to earn that contract, I want to see him go full out attack mode and just stay aggressive. But that hasn't been in his MO. That's why I said I never thought I'd say this, but I think Russell Westbrook would be a perfect fit here now. But I hate his contract, though. I'll be honest. That's the only reason I'm like iffy on him. Dan, do you believe Rob Palinka will make a trade? I don't know. My gut tells me yes. My gut tells me he'll try to, bluster up the team as much as possible to make a run here and hold the team at bay before LeBron and AD are able to come back. But he, like I said, he could very well just mail it in and say, hey, I don't want to put this team in jeopardy for the future. I like where our future is at. It's time to develop players for now, try to keep us at bay as we are, and let's just address the center position and hope that we can stay in the playoff hunt by the time AD comes back. AD is probably going to come back sooner, so that's a plus. And then LeBron will come back. But if we do want to stay in playoff contention for sure, we have to make a trade, and it has to be a pretty sizable one now. It didn't have to be this before LeBron got injured. We just need a minor tweak. But this changes everything, man. And thanks, Patchy. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. He said, time to pair Kuz with Lonzo again. Trade for Lonzo. Ooh, there's an idea, Sabotage. But who would you trade for Lonzo? I actually wouldn't mind that. If we have, because remember, Lonzo makes his whole team better. He's kind of like the old school point guard, similar to Rondo, where they like to push the pace and they like to get out with the outlet passes and run in transition. And he makes the whole team run with him. So that actually wouldn't be a bad idea, especially for a guy like THT. I think THT would benefit the most, as well as Kuz from adding Alonzo. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. But then again, what is it going to take to get Alonzo Ball? What are the Pelicans asking for? You know what I'm saying? That's the real question. I'm not saying he's the answer, but I would like to push the pace, especially with LeBron out. I think we have to push the pace and get out in transition and get as many easy buckets as possible because now, if they slow us down and, we're going to be in trouble if we turn into a half-court team consistently. KCP can't create. Markieff Morris can't create. Marcus Gasol can't create. So many players on the roster really can't create. They rely on a playmaker like LeBron. So, yeah, that's the reason I wouldn't mind Lonzo. That's actually a pretty good idea. Lonzo's not aggressive enough, but he makes his whole team better, Tyler. He does that. Like Lonzo's the type of player that will bump up player stats by like 3 to 5 points per player. And we need that. We need everybody's production to increase. So I actually wouldn't mind having a player like Zoe. Even if he came off the bench, I would not mind. He said, bro, we still got Anthony Davis. When he gets back, we can hold Bay. I hope so, little Dex, but the West is tough, man. The West is tough. You see these players, man. You see these players out here doing their thing, and we lost a major piece in LeBron. That's just a fact. I don't doubt this team. I do believe that this team could step up. So a new unborn hero kid. Maybe THT bumps up his play style and he starts averaging 14 points per game. But it's not going to be enough for LeBron's production, man. We lost a major chunk. So, if you think about it, the production LeBron gives you, he gives you 25 and 10. Think about that. He's basically giving you close to 50 points worth of production between the assist and the scoring a night. That's huge, man. That is huge. Sometimes teams get to 100, sometimes they don't. The times they don't, that's basically half of your offensive production right there off of LeBron. So, again, this is the reason I had a problem with us running everything through LeBron earlier in the season. I was afraid that if anything happened to LeBron, God forbid, we'd be in trouble. And right now we are in trouble. As we stand, we are, we're limited at the center position, and we don't have enough scoring punch from the shooting guard. And now we have a gaping hole at the small forward with LeBron James. The ship is sinking really fast, and we need to make sure that we patch it up quickly via trade or via free agency, whatever the case may be. Rob would have to work his magic if he wants to save the season. But like I said, we're going to find out a lot about Rob Palinka. We've been praising him for a long time, and now comes a real big test. Probably the biggest test he's had in a while since last offseason when he put together that championship team. So he showed it to me once. Can he do it again? We'll see. But again, this is very discouraging, man. I feel like this weekend started out really crappy, man. We kicked it off to a bad start. This morning just didn't even feel right. Remember I told you guys I felt wonky this morning. Everything just felt off. And unfortunately, LeBron went down. So, he said lazy Palinka ain't doing nothing. We don't know that, young elder. We got up until Thursday. If the team is still the same after Thursday, then maybe you could say that. But for now, let's just do this and just watch and hope that he's able to impress us once again. He's done it before. He really has. But like my man right here says, he is in a tough situation. But we got to believe in him for sure. Rob ain't no joke. He put together a team in one day after Kawhi Leonard left to the Clippers. So he tried to play us, and he tried to wait till all the free agents signed elsewhere. And Rob quickly snapped his fingers and rubbed the lamp and got his 3 wishes, man. So that's what we got to do now. We got to just hope for the best. Oladipo would be amazing, but we don't just need Oladipo. Like I said, we still need a big man as well. I'm thinking we're going to pick up Isaiah Thomas now since Bron's out. I just don't see how Isaiah Thomas would benefit this team at all. Does he help with scoring? Maybe. He might still have something in the tank, but he's not going to score 28 points a game like he did for Boston that year. He's no longer that player. And defensively, he's just going to be really trash for us because we had him before. It was fun to watch offensively, but defensively, he gave up more points than he was getting us, and that's a problem. You don't want to be in the negative because then your production means nothing. He said, we need a playmaker and a big, especially a really good playmaker now that Bron is out. There's one player that, like I said, and I'm not a fan of his at all, but if the Lakers got him, I think he would fit right now. For the play style we run, we like to have one ball-dominant guard and a bunch of shooters around it, and, he needs to be aggressive. There's one guy that comes to mind, and that's Russell Westbrook. Now, obviously, he's not as smart or he doesn't have the high basketball IQ LeBron does, but he does have the aggression. He is a triple-double machine. He's going to give you similar type production. Not the same, not as efficient, definitely not. But he's definitely going to give you the energy, the hustle, the passion, and he's going to play make. He's going to stay aggressive. So I know it's thinking outside the box, but that's the only name that comes to mind that I could say, well, maybe he might, cover up some of what LeBron left behind. And then when LeBron comes back, can you imagine 2 aggressive ball dominant players but I just don't see how they would work well off of each other. But who knows? It's tough, man. It's tough. See, that's how we're in desperate mode when we start thinking about Russell Westbrook. Like, I'm really not a fan. I'm really not a fan of Russell Westbrook. I don't think he plays a winning style of basketball. But I'm at the point where I'm just thinking of production. You know, I'm just thinking of production right now, and that gaping hole we have there. It's tough, man. It's desperation time. It truly is. And other fans are making fun of us or whatever. But if their two star players were out, anybody would struggle. Yeah, that's a no brainer. That's not even by choice. That's by default. My man said, Dan, how about Jeremy Grant? Yeah, I would love him, but they're not trading him. I don't see why they would give him that hefty contract and then he's balling out and then they just trade him. I really don't see why. But yeah, I would love him. He would be a perfect fit to kind of make up for some what LeBron left behind. Of course, like I said, no single player can cover that. That's why he is the best player in the world, and he was the MVP. But unfortunately, now they're probably going to give that award to somebody else because he's injured. And you know what? Stephen A. jinxed it because he said the best thing about LeBron James is how available he is. And then he said, shame on all the other players. Like, bro, you don't shame players for being injured. They don't choose to be injured. Sometimes they're freak accidents like today, even though I don't feel like it was an accident. I felt like there was definitely some maliciousness there to what Solomon Hill was doing. But how does Laker Nation feel about, adding potentially a Russell Westbrook or what player do you guys have in mind? I would like to know right now. I really would like to know um, who you guys have in mind. I prefer Zach LaVine, to be honest with you, or Bradley Beal, but they seem a little far fetched. I don't know. No, Kelly, you jinxed it. You were saying that this morning. No, don't say it. Start THC. I would love that. Again, if that's the route we have to take, I'm not mad at it, But again, it's going to be interesting to see how Rob Palinka feels. What is he going to do? Is he going to be aggressive in the trade market? Is he just going to sit back and say, well, we're screwed? All right, my man said Victor Oladipo, I'd love him. Kyle Lowry, not much of a, like, honestly, I wouldn't mind him, but I think we're cool with Dennis there. If that's the case, it's not much of an upgrade. I feel like Victor Oladipo is the most realistic. I wouldn't mind him at all, especially because he plays defense. I'm depressed, Dan. I feel you, Slush. Yo, real Laker fans are sad today. It was a sad day. DeMar DeRozan, Westbrook, Victor Oladipo. She said Lakers lost to the Suns tomorrow. I don't know. I hope they come out with some passion. You just never know. It's the NBA. So hopefully we come out here and surprise somebody. So LeBron is out for the rest of the season? Most likely, Maurice. Most likely. When they say indefinitely, that means it was a high ankle sprain, and that was pretty bad. It could be 2 months. It could be more. But I would just hold him back as much as possible at this point. He's 36. You really don't want him to risk his career over one season. I feel like he's so good he can still come back next season and still win a championship. Like, I'm not gonna risk that just for the season. Unfortunately, LeBron was screaming. I know he was in a lot of pain. Yeah, you know what, Brittany? I kind of sensed there was a bad injury. I never seen LeBron like that. He was agonized, and it's unfortunate. But prayers up for LeBron. The most important thing is that he recovers. We want him healthy as long as it takes, King. Even if it costs us the season, his health is first. He said, "You scared of Golden State now? What? What's this got to do with Golden State? Nobody cares about Golden State, man." I'm sorry. If you're a Golden State Warrior fan, your time is done. I hate to tell you this, but you guys are over with. Unless Klay Thompson comes back half the player he was next year, and you guys make a trade for a fourth superstar, because everybody knows Golden State can't win without four of them, you guys are done. So, yeah, I've never been impressed or scared of Golden State. Do you think LeBron being out indefinitely, it'll impact the Lakers, why they do prior to the trade deadline? What's your prediction on what the Lakers do prior to the deadline? I do believe this will impact the Lakers in either a positive manner or a negative manner. It depends on what the free agents are looking at. So if you're Andre Drummond and you look at the Lakers and you say, well, their chances are done. Let me just go to Brooklyn, get an easy chip. Then, he's a coward. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want him over here anyways. But if you're Andre Drummond and you say, well, here's my chance to go and, the spotlight's going to be on me. I could be the leader of the team for now. And, when he comes over here, when LeBron comes back, we're just going to be more strength. Then I would have total respect for Drummond. I would love it. And he would kill over here with the Lakers while LeBron is out but that still is not going to be enough. Not only do we need a big man, but we need another scorer at the wing or the scoring position. So um, this could definitely impact what happens. So many question marks, so many different questions flying right now. Is for question number one: is the front office going to play this aggressively or passive aggressively? Are they going to let the trade deadline pass and say, well, we thought we had something before LeBron got injured, but now we just hope to stay at bay? That's worst case scenario for Laker fans, because now we're throwing away the season and we're hoping that one of these young players on the team steps up, and that's asking a lot of them and carries us, right? That's asking a lot. I'm not saying they're not capable, but it's asking a lot, and it would take a lot from them. So that's the worst option, in my opinion. Second worst option, but I think it's a little bit better than the one I just mentioned, is Rob Palinka still addresses the center position. He gets us maybe a scoring shooting guard, maybe somebody like JJ Redick who can knock down shots, something like that, something minor. But at least it improves the team, right? And now it takes a little bit less pressure off of the young players, but it still has major pressure because they have to put up and make up for all the production that AD and LeBron are leaving behind. So that's the second worst option. The best option is Rob Palinka plays aggressive. He pursues Andre Drummond and or Whiteside even more now, telling Drummond, hey, look, here's your chance to shine and show that you're an elite player playing for an elite franchise who's still at the top of the West. If you can hold us at bay, you get so much credit for this championship run, especially when LeBron and AD come back. You guys can take over the league. You recruit Drummond, and you go out and you trade for a Victor Oladipo or a Jeremy Grant or a Aaron Gordon, something there to hold us at the wing position till LeBron comes back. That's best case scenario. Or a Zach LaVine even scoring option, anything. But just show me that you are super aggressive in the pursuit, Look at these Warrior fans. They're getting really excited over here. He said, so who do you think is winning the chip this year since the Lakers are out? We're not out yet. Let's wait till the trade deadline, then we talk, okay? You might be surprised. We might take Curry off your hands, so don't get so happy. Don't get too happy, man. Warrior fans are ridiculous, man. If you wasn't around for the Baron Davis, Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes days, you ain't a real Warrior fan. You're a wussy fan. Logan, what's up, bro? He said, we're Laker Nation, not LeBron Nation. We got this. This has nothing to do with that. We're not saying that we're LeBron Nation, obviously. That has nothing to do with it. It's just you are losing major production, and this is actually a troubling development. Now, like I said, could we have a surprise development from Kuz or from THT or from a young piece? Anybody could step up? Sure. But, we'll see what happens. That's asking for a lot, man. That's asking for a lot. Asking for a lot. So you're going to do either one thing or the other. One thing or the other. And we're going to see which route Rob Palinka is going to take. It's a very telling time for him. Is he going to play is he really Mamba mentality? He's going to go for the kill and try to do his best thing to keep this Laker team in contention? Or is he just going to rely on whatever happens and leave it up to fate? We'll see. What's up with that, dude? Warrior fans, they weren't around till LeBron gets injured. That's the true mark of a coward. This reminds me of that one kid that always picks a fight with the weaker, but as soon as a strong opponent comes, he goes and he hides. That's what Warrior fans are sounding like right now. Warrior fans only come out when LeBron is down because they were scared all season when he was out here. I'm saying? We did smack his team by 32 points, so he wasn't saying nothing then, right? Warrior fans are trash, man. Get out of here, you bandwagon cowards. You were probably a Clipper fan when they had Blake Griffin in Lob City, weren't you? Now you turned into a Warrior fan, but right now you wasn't saying nothing until we got injured, man. Get out of here, bro. Goddamn hyenas, cowards. He said, Dan, Lakers fan, I wasn't accusing you or any of the fan base saying that. He said, I'm just trying to point out, despite LeBron and AD out, I believe we can still defend the title. Everyone needs to step up. I believe that too, bro, but it is also going to take some effort from the front office to fill certain positions out. You can't just roll the dice and hope for the best. If that's the case, then we're too comfortable. We're just going to sit back and hope for, watch the house burn slowly or sink or swim. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't throw your children out in the water by the sharks and hope that they can survive, right? You don't want to do that. You actually want to prepare them. You want to prepare them for the best. He said bandwagoners tuck and roll. For real, Warrior fans are the epitome of bandwagons. I bet you they can't name a player from 2010 that was on the Warriors. You know, so like they probably can't name 5 players on the Warriors from, they probably don't even know who Kalena Azubuike is. They probably don't even know who Andres Biedrins is. Like I probably know more players from the Warriors past than they do. This man is trash. He's not a real Warrior fan. He's just a boomer. He said, Dan, what's your honest 100% opinion as of right now on the team and our championship hopes? My honest 100% opinion of the team right now, as we are, and our championship hopes is they're slipping quickly, and Rob Palinka has to do something to get a grip of those championship hopes back. It's going to depend a lot on the front office. That's my true honest opinion. You know I keep it a buck 50, but I'm not going to give you guys false hope. If Rob Palinka does 0 before the trade deadline, we're in trouble. Now we're leaving it up to, the players on the current roster. So it's basically a coin flip. It's a 50-50, sink or swim. But if Rob steps up and surprises us and gives us some production at different positions, or gets us that big man we've been dying for, and maybe a scoring option there off the bench or something, anything, then we're gonna have to recalculate that. This could be a blessing in disguise. And when LeBron comes back, if we're able to be held at bay, then these little wussy fans out here coming out here trying to troll right now when LeBron's injured, which is a coward move, by the way. I wouldn't be caught dead trolling on anybody's page when their favorite player is injured. That's just not my style. You guys know what's up. But at the end of the day, like I said, cowards come out when nobody's looking, right? That's the way it goes. So he said, we got this, Dan. We're getting Bron and AD to get revenge in the play-in. See, I just don't want to put us in that position. I don't want to play in tournament, and now we have to put all this pressure on these players coming fresh off of injury to carry us. Like, that's not what I want. I'd rather us be able to stay top 5, and then when LeBron and AD come back, they have some leeway and some room to like come back slowly instead of just throwing them into the fire. So again, we're gonna find out real soon. He said deadline's on the 25th. Yeah, it's coming up. It's around the corner. So let's see what Rob is made of for reals. We've been praising him long enough. I've been loving what he's doing thus far, but I don't want to be disappointed here. So I'm just gonna hold my thoughts on Rob Palinka, and I hope that he comes through. If he comes through, man, he lands somebody, this is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Crazy. He said, I think we just need to get Drummond and we'll be fine, in my opinion. You might be right, but we got to get something. That's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be Drummond, and we're going to need to get some production that LeBron left back. Something, some offensive scoring option. KCP's not cutting it for me. So we might have to get rid of him. And again, let's see Rob work his magic. He's done it before. Show it to me once, show it to me twice. He said, we have to trade KCP or West. We need a backup point guard. When is the trade deadline? March 25th. It's coming right up, man. This Thursday. So you guys know I'm going to do a special on Thursday. So make sure you guys, if you already haven't subscribed, and be right back. I'm going to cover the trade deadline. Hopefully we did something before the deadline, though, because sometimes you go up to the line and you might not get the best deal. Or you might get a better deal. We'll see. Any friend from any team that is happy because LeBron James is hurt is trash. Thank you. Appreciate you. Absolutely 100%. I mean, that's common sense, man. Who does that? These Warrior fans are weird right now. You're relying on Drummond to bring your championship hopes back? Facepalm? You're relying on LeBron being injured to have any sort of aspirations. Now, that's a facepalm. Matter of fact, rip yourself, man. That's a head smack. If I could come to the screen and just slap you, I would. God, some people are just ridiculous, man. Oh, my goodness. Warrior fans, I don't understand you. I really don't. Let me just remove him really quick. He got on my nerves. I'm just going to remove Periscope. He said, I think Drummond is going to Brooklyn. We need Whiteside. I would take Whiteside. I don't mind Whiteside, bro. Yeah, who would root for injuries, right? That's pathetic, but leave it to a Warriors fan. He said, goodbye, Damian Jones. I don't think the Lakers will bring him back, but we'll see. I would rather us bring Drummond or Whiteside. Absolutely. It has to be done. Warriors satanic fan base. That's funny. These Warrior fans, bro, most of these kids are like 5 years old. They don't really know basketball. You know what I mean? Like their favorite player is Curry, who basically looks like a child. So, Children attract children. That's the way it goes. Second unit leaders, Kuzma and Harrell, he said they won't be enough to hold it down. Would you bring back Boogie? At this point, I'm desperate, man. I need production from anywhere I can get it. Without LeBron James, we lost a huge chunk, man. You lost. It's like, it's like the car's running on low fuel right now without LeBron. We need some more fuel. We're running on empty. We need to stop at the gas station, aka the trade deadline, and fuel up on some premium gas or some shit that's gonna hold us down up until LeBron comes back. That's what we got to do. He said Warrior fans are weird. They're really weird. THT, he replaced LeBron for the rest of the season. Now I would love that, but again, I don't know if the coach is gonna have the guts to just give the green light to guys like Kuz and THT. If we stand pat before the trade deadline, the only thing to look forward to now is these players' development and hoping that they get better and learn how to lead this team. That's what they're going to have to do. LeBron didn't break nothing, man. It's a high ankle sprain, which is pretty severe. It's based, there's low ankle sprain, there's mild ankle sprain, and then you got high ankle sprain. That thing was pretty close to breaking. He might have damaged some ligaments. I'm not a doctor, but all I know is that a high ankle sprain is never good, ever. And that stupid Solomon Hill basically did that, man. He clearly did it on purpose. But of course, the league's not even going to review it because they're happy right now. They don't like the Lakers. Seems like our bench is playing like, I don't know what that means. He said we should get Drummond and Isaiah Thomas. Why are people on Isaiah Thomas? What is Isaiah Thomas going to bring to this roster that we don't already have? People keep thinking of Isaiah Thomas as the Boston Celtic Isaiah Thomas or even the Sacramento Kings Isaiah Thomas. He's not that. We'd be lucky to get 7 points a game out of him. And if he doesn't give up 17, that's a miracle. Said bad matchups coming up: Zion, Giannis, and Vucevic. Exactly. It's going to be tough. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at Rob right now, and I'm hoping he does something. Because like I said, there's 3 scenarios, and there's 2 of them I'm not a big fan of, and then there's a third option, which I would really like. My trust level in Rob, if he tries to pull off a major deal, if he even tries, let's just say that he goes up to the blockbuster, and you're hearing that the Lakers are in talks with the Houston Rockets for Victor Oladipo, or the Lakers are in talks with the Orlando Magic for Aaron Gordon, or the Lakers are in talks for anybody. Russell Westbrook, for all I care. The Lakers are in talks for somebody to help improve this team. My trust in Rob Palinka will skyrocket. I already trust him. I already believe in him. But my trust in Rob Palinka will really skyrocket as a one of the all-time great GMs already. And if he does that, it's just, like I said, that's how you win a fan base over even more. He already won us over last year. But he keeps us there. Now, if he goes the other route and does nothing, then he might lose some of the fan base. Some of us are going to be disappointed, but I understand. I get it. He doesn't want to compromise the future. And, he believes in the young talent, which I'm okay with. And we hope for the best. That's it. There's no such thing as tanking, though. That's again, tanking is not an option. That means the Pelicans will get our pick. Do you want the Pelicans to have our pick, our top 8 lottery pick? That's all that tanking brings you, man. Do your research, guys, before you spew out stuff. I'm telling you. Tanking would only give your pick up to the Pelicans. You're better off contending for a playoff spot. But we're not going to over-exaggerate. We're going to take it one game at a time. Trade deadline's coming up around the corner. Maybe this happened now. This could be a blessing. If we end up landing a star player and now you have a consistent third piece to go with AD and LeBron when they come back, this could have all been for something, right? It could have all been worth it. Lakers should get Gerald Green. He is a solid player, good rotation piece. Is he even in the league anymore? I'm not even sure he's in the league anymore. He said a lot of GMs and owners in the NBA don't like Palinka. That's why I'm saying I would understand if he does nothing, but I would be disappointed. It's not a lot of options, to be honest with you, out there. But being a general manager, you have to kind of like pull something out of your backside and hope that it lands. Like, I just want to see him try. I want to see him in conversations, at least. If, let's just say, the asking price is too much for these players, I at least want to hear that he's in conversations, and that'll get me happy. It's the only news source I trust is you, Dan. I miss it What happened? LeBron James is out, unfortunately, Keith. And thank you, bro. Thanks for the vote of confidence. But LeBron James, unfortunately, is out with a high ankle sprain, and he's going to be out for probably a month or two. So it's going to be a bumpy ride. And with the trade deadline around the corner, we're talking about potential prospects, to come here and play for the Lakers. I threw out a name that I never thought I'd throw out for the Lakers, and that's Russell Westbrook. Why? Because he's a walking triple double, right? He's a bucket, and he can give you some of that high intensity that LeBron's leaving behind. He might not give it to you efficiently. It might not even translate to winning, but I do believe in the rest of our teammates. I think if we upgrade the shooting guard position and the center position to go along with a piece like Westbrook till LeBron James and them come back, then we'll have a shot. Is it Adam Silver did us dirty, giving us only 70 days off season? Unfortunately, yeah, but it had to be that way because they're losing money, and everybody knows money talks in the league. Money talks. That's all that matters. So that's unfortunate. But I will be updating you guys. I would have came out with this video a lot sooner, but I was not home when we got the update on LeBron. So that's why I came late. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's going to be a very interesting, bumpy ride coming up. Let's see. Let's see what Rob Palinka is made of. Let's see if he has anything up his sleeve. Harry Houdini, pull out a magic trick, do something. But in the words of the late great Black Mamba, do something and do it now. If he does, he's going to win over so many fans. If he doesn't, then I'll understand, but I will be disappointed. I understand. We are in a tough position, right? So I get that. But we'll see what happens, guys. I'll update you. If anything happens, you know where to find me. Make sure you guys smash the like button on your way out, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Well, actually, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. We do play tomorrow. So I'll see you guys right here for pregame. Peace out, man, and try to enjoy the rest of your night. I know it's been a crappy one, but I'll see you guys then.